The phone don't work. Nothing fucking works. So why the fuck should I? That's what I've been saying about this since I'm a young guy, bro. This don't work. That don't work. Get money in my pocket. Yeah, I need spending money in my pocket. Even though I can't afford anything. You need to work all day like a slave, even though you can't afford anything. Bro, I've been doing that since I'm like 19. I've been doing that for a long time. I've been doing that for a long time, bro. Very, very annoying when I sit there and thinking about it. Very, very annoying how I didn't have these problems before. You know, when I was actually buying most of my own shit, I didn't have to depend on a fucking thing. I didn't have these problems, bro. You think I blame technology? It's technology's fault. No, I just don't trust technology because everybody got to be locked in on it for some reason. God forbid you get a regular phone that don't have any fucking internet capability. I wouldn't even mind it. I mean, I might be a little bored outside if I'm just doing nothing. It's nice to have something to scroll on and you can take pictures of where you're at and all this type of stuff. Because when you got a flip phone, you ain't got to have a camera like that. It's not going to be a nice camera on your phone. I mean, I'm the impression you don't need this shit as much as they're convincing you that you need this shit. But now I need it. Everybody's connected on. Every time I want to talk to somebody, I got to be on one of these phones, right? I got to be on the phone, right, bro? It's very, very frustrating. And I'm super glad. I'm very happy. That's my only problem right now is that the phone won't go on. You know, I'm very blessed and fortunate for that to be my only problem right now. But deep down, I mean, that's the only clear and present problem I have. But deep down, there's always been a problem that I can't get away from this shit. I cannot get away from what's making me anxious. Just being there around it in the same vicinity is enough to drain my energy. And it's very, 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 very annoying. All these years, all this time, I've been wasting to be around this, to argue about it. Yeah, that's really awesome, bro. I'm so fucking happy that my phone doesn't turn on. Because then I don't get to deal with the stress and the anxiety of people from 2 states away trying to get in touch with me. It's just very frustrating. It's very, very annoying. It's so annoying that I'm just going to laugh at it because I'm screaming about it and it don't make a difference. You know, I'm getting loud about it. I'm like, what do I have to do differently? What do I have to do differently, God? I've been asking God this for a long time. What do I have to do differently to get away from this shit that I'm in right here? Oh, yeah, it's probably going to be worse as time goes on. The more and more and more you can't afford, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse when everybody's poor. It's just very, very frustrating, bro. It really is. To me, it's so frustrating that this doesn't work. You pay top dollar for something, it breaks, they give you a refurbished version of it, and it still don't fucking work. What's the point of paying for anything, bro? Nothing works. Nothing fucking works. Why the fuck should I? This has been the problem in my mind since I'm like 19 years old, bro. I've been thinking this way for a long time. Like, okay, you want me to pay for incompetency? You want me to pay for faulty technology? You want me to pay for all this shit? And then you're going to ask me why I can't save any money though, right? I'm buying all this shit. So wait, does that person think they were paying for all my shit back then? Like, because I wasn't letting anybody pay for my shit. I said it back then. I don't want shit from you because you hold it over my head just because you're nice to me. You bought something for me. Oh my God. Now I gotta suck your dick forever. Gee, I wonder why I don't want shit from those two people. Gee, I wonder what it could be. Why I don't want anything from those types of people, bro. Because now it ain't even going on at all. I have to press this button with a pointy ass thing like a bottle opener or a can opener. Yeah, that's real futuristic. It works, bro. That means it works. When you have to rig something up and use a tool to turn on the tool, that means it works properly, right, bro? Oh, what's your problem? What's your problem? Why are you so angry? Because it's the same thing over and over and over again. If it was you going through this, nobody would hear the end of it. Ever. You wouldn't even be able to get by in your life for a second without saying something about it. That's the point I'm trying to make, bro. Those are the people that say, why are you so angry? When they're always angry, you know? They're always upset about something. Doesn't matter what they're upset by. If they're just upset. Does it matter so much what they're upset by? Because I don't really accept lies like that, bro. That's another thing that gets me upset. When people are fucking lying to me. Like, you're lying to me. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. They think you're dumb or some shit like that. Oh, why you think they get mad that you think they're lying and then they end up being lying? They end up lying about something. So why are you getting mad? Are you mad that you're lying? Or are you mad that I figured it out? Like, you know, you mad that you gotta tell another lie? Well, that's frustrating to me, bro. How I'm supposed to just be okay with that. For some reason, I'm supposed to just be okay with this malfunctioning technology. Like, I'm supposed to just be all right with it. Just don't say anything. Here, just continue to dysfunctionally function. Yeah, just continue to walk around with a limp. Continue to do what you've been doing, even though your teeth hurt, right? Like, yeah, eat more sugar. Oh, your teeth hurt? Let's eat more sugar. Not cut back a little bit, not limit your sugar. You know, let's have more sugar so you get diabetes twice as fast. Don't really want that, bro. I don't want a lot of this shit this world has to offer. Like, yeah, more money would make my time easier. I'd be able to buy whatever the fuck I need to buy when it breaks or when I need something new or when something, you know, money makes your time easier, not happier. You could be still upset. I'm usually a happy guy, but when something doesn't, I gotta keep bringing it's in. You know what's annoying about it is I have to keep bringing it up. That's the most annoying part about some of this shit. It doesn't matter what the problem is. If there's no solution for it, nobody ever has a solution for it. You keep trying to figure out the solution for it, but they tell you just use it. It's not broken. It works fine. You just gotta poke the button in with a stick. You gotta use that sharp object on the button all the time. That means it works perfectly normally. And you know what, bro? That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that's my worst problem right now. I really am. I just feel bad when I'm trying, like when I want to get in touch with somebody, and then I can't. That's why I don't like relying on technology. You love it. You love being on technology all day because you don't have to talk to anybody really. I'd rather talk to you in real life. I'd rather be right next to you, shaking your hand and giving you a hug, passing you the doobie. I'd rather be next to you in the reality. to hear the TV going, like, to hear it all the time like that. It is annoying, bro. If it ain't the TV blasting, it's somebody stomping on the ceiling, right? Some shit like that. God forbid you yell about it. God forbid you get angry when they make a sound very loud. Now you're so toxic. You're angry. Call the cops on him. Look how angry he's getting. Yeah, I guess being angry is a crime. I guess it depends on what you're angered by. Catch my drift? I guess it all depends on what you're angry with. The thing that's making you upset, it depends on what makes you upset is what is acceptable, right? When you're upset at the same, it's not the phone or the technology or the TV. It's not any of that. It's the amount of times I have to keep coming back around, thinking about some shit that I thought was done with. That's the annoying part, bro. The repetitiveness of the tedious stuff. It's so tedious and repetitive. That's why most people don't want to do that type of work. Besides the fact it's hard to do, like landscaping, it's very tedious, bro. You're sitting there picking weeds out. You're sitting there following the lines in the grass all day. Very, very tedious. I don't mind going to work, bro. I actually like going to work. The thing that sucks is when you got to be on time, people fucking with you, you don't get paid enough. Like, how do any of you survive like this? Oh, you're doing the stalking to me, right? I forgot. I can't ask you how you get by with it when you're getting stalkers on you. Because I always used to say it to myself, like, what do I have to do differently, Lord? What do I have to do differently to have a different outcome? It seems like I'm doing something different and then the same outcome all the time. When I'm not trying to get away with anything, I'm not trying to cover up anything, I'm not trying to have anything hidden. I would just like a little bit of privacy, a little bit maybe. Tiny bit of privacy, You feel like somebody's always watching you, and then that's what you do, bro. You just reveal everything about yourself now because there is no privacy at all. I never had privacy though, bro. When I was a little kid, I never had privacy, dude. And I'm the only one. I was the only child. How the fuck do I not have privacy? Is what I always used to ask myself. Why do I have to deal with this? I used to say it very calmly, but you could tell I'm angry, but I said it very calmly to my mom. Why should I have to deal with this constantly? Never had an answer. Never, ever, ever had an answer, The music is more important. The phone call is more important. The TV is more important. Oh, these dishes I've been letting pile up for a couple days, now I gotta go do them when you want to ask me a question. That's the type of shit that I had to deal with. And I don't hate her for that. Somebody is that way with her, and then she's that way with herself, and then she convinces herself it's okay to be that way with everybody else. Well, yeah, they're more important to you, right? Oh, I don't know why you say that. And then when you're doing the things, right? When these types of people are doing the things that you're saying bothers you, right? And then they keep doing it. It seems like they're doing it as you're telling them it bothers you. They're like, why are you upset? What's the matter? Like you're doing something to annoy me. That's what's the matter. It's not just my mother. I just use her as an example because I'm remembering how long I've been on this wavelength where people get to just take advantage of you for some reason. I'm supposed to just be all right with the fact that demons don't like me, which I am. Like, good, you're a demon. You're gonna go hate everybody anyway. But why are you fucking with me though? Why you gotta get so close to me if you don't even like me? That's like the definition of a devil, in my opinion. Oh, they don't even like you. Like, how am I supposed to call for 911 if something bad happened? Not that they would do anything really, but God forbid something bad happens. What am I supposed to do? I don't have any fucking phone or no service or nothing like this, bro. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And then when I keep asking this, it's like you don't get an answer. You get ignored when you have this question. So then when you get annoyed by it and you start asking it in a repetitive chanting type of way, like, what am I supposed to do? They get annoyed by you because it's like, well, you should have answered me. First time, what am I harassing you with a question of what am I supposed to do? You shrug your shoulders like, I don't know. So you don't try to help me figure out a solution to the problem. Let's cause more stress. That's the answer. That's the meal ticket. Let's cause more stress in your life. And then make you quit cigarettes. You know what I mean? It's like you pick the worst time. You pick the worst. You have the worst timing in the world. And I'm supposed to not notice this. And you want me to have the fucked up timing like how you have. But I don't. I noticed it a long time ago, and you call me crazy for it, even though it starts to come true. Years later, all that shit I was saying comes true. And then they don't say sorry. They don't apologize for misjudging you. You know what I mean? They don't give you retroactive money you might be owed for some reason. They don't do that. They put you into debt. They make you feel insignificant for having a question. You are so dumb. You should know better, right? But I don't know any better, and I'm asking you what I have to do differently. Oh, why don't you stop gaslighting me? Why don't you stop gaslighting everybody else religiously? And they won't think I'm so crazy because if they heard the conversations I try to have with you, if I got it on a recording, they would know you're the problem. You are giving silent treatment. You are fucking bugging out for no reason. You know, you're getting angry over some shit that is like, I don't know. It's not that it's so dumb. It's very insignificant, though. Wow, the brand of butter is not what you like. Bro, I'm getting ghosted for money at the work site. Yeah, I'm not allowed to get angry about that and start yelling because it's so late. Why are you yelling? What are you angry about? The guy ghosted me. He tried to get me to ride his broken ass lawnmower so that he could get a lawsuit on me when it breaks and collapses, and then ghosted me for money. Yeah, let me keep working, bro. Let me keep doing that. Let me keep doing that with my life. That's gonna solve all my problems. You know? Working for people that don't want to pay you. Yeah, that's really fucking awesome. That's not slavery, bro. It's not like they're trying to make you into a slave or anything like that, right? Just work all day and then you're not even able to sleep at night. Yeah, that's fine, bro. That's perfectly fine. Let me tell you. And then when you got a problem with something, God forbid you go, like, you know, you're telling me I could tell you the truth, come to you with my problems, but every time I do, I regret it. I regret it instantly telling you anything. These types of people that hold shit over your head. But what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? You want me dependent on something that I can't even ask for help, okay? That's how I feel about it. And that's how I've felt about this whole fucked up system since I'm a little kid. Oh, you want me to tell the teacher when there's a bully? Oh, wow, I better call the cops. Like, what about when you're the bully? How fast are the cops gonna? They're not even gonna work for me. They're gonna laugh at me and say you're right. And I'm white, bro. So what type of privilege is that? Should go to show you that they never gave a fuck about it. It's not about what color you are necessarily. It's more about your ideology. Like, oh yeah, I don't want this debt taxation grift on top of me like that. You know, I don't want that. I'd rather have my own business. I wanted my own business when I was a kid, bro. Knowing that you got to supply a product. You can't just, so wait, your time is so valuable that you get paid forever after you're not working you haven't been working for over a decade and you're still getting paid? Oh, that's not communism. That's not socialism. It's not already a socialist country. Sometimes I feel like I'm making a good point, and it doesn't even matter because nobody's watching. You know, it doesn't even matter because 5 people see it, but it matters to somebody, I guess. When they make fun of it, I guess it took them to a place they want to be for a night. You know, they get to make fun of somebody, and I'm like, yeah, but when I start making jokes, you go cry to your mommy. When I start making jokes about something, you say it's not comedy. I shouldn't be joking about that. Well, I feel like that too, but you still joke about it. And it's sad that this one thought of the phone don't work triggers all this, it goes in a circle in my mind. Like, yeah, when it wants to go on again, it's fine. It's like, now I can get in touch with you. Not because I'm online. Now I could just text you and say something to you because you're not near me at the moment, right? But what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to think? Nobody's after me? There's nothing out to get me, right? There's nothing track and tracing me. Even though clearly they're trying to say some shit to you that annoys you when they sit right next to you. And God forbid you say something. God forbid. Well, you're talking loud enough for me to hear. I'm not starting a fight and threatening your safety. I'm just saying no such thing as stalkerazzi, right, bro? Yeah, of course they're gonna look at you crazy, especially if it's not one of them. They got a right to look at you crazy. But when it's one of them and they look at you crazy, that's gaslighting because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, bro. Don't let them tell you they don't know. Aloof to the fact. I'm like, yeah, that's why you're stalkerazzi, bro. You know exactly what you're doing. You know it's gonna piss me off, and you do it anyway, right? And I gotta have a super chill response, even though it's angering to no end. You have no end to the anger. Like right now, I'm very angry. Yeah, I want to yell loud, because it's fucking annoying that I have to rely on broken technology for some reason. Yeah, this phone works, but I can't make calls on it unless I take the SIM card out. Like it's all this dumb shit I gotta do. It's always something I gotta have like a ritual. I have to knock on my knee and then walk through the door, put my key in it, and hopefully it locks. But then if I forget something, I have to knock 3 times and then unlock it, and otherwise the door ain't gonna close correctly. You know what I mean? It's that type of shit. It's like an OCD program. They want you to have some type of weird response, man. It's like, yeah, there's no such thing as experimentation on your own people, right? Mind control experiments. No such thing as this stuff, bro. Let me tell you. I'm just making it up. You know what I mean? That's what they all say. That's what people will say about it. You're just making that up. You're just making it up. It's like, well, every time I bring up the shit that actually bothers me, that's when the person starts laughing the most. Like, that's the pattern I recognize. When I'm bringing up the shit that only I saw, well, God saw it too, but they don't believe in that dude. They laugh at you for believing in God. Any type of God. Those people are atheists, in my opinion. They don't even have spirituality. Forget about looking in the Bible, even though they'll Bible thump you. They'll Bible thump you, but they won't read it themselves. And then when you start to read it yourself and tell them, oh, you're wrong about that. That's not what the book says, bro. Okay, you're telling me what the words say in the book, but what do they mean? Do you know what they mean? Or you just sitting there telling me that you need to control me, basically. And then when I start to use the book to my own advantage against you, Bible thump the Bible thumper. No, they don't like that shit, bro. Because then they start looking real hypocritical. Trust me. I don't Bible thump you. That's why I don't like Bible thumping on me. Because I don't Bible thump you. Oh, I know it. I know it enough to Bible thump somebody, but I don't go doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that Jesus is the Messiah, and he died for your sins, rose up 3 days later. But I think they just lie about this, man. I think they use this story to confuse you, to control you. You know, there's plenty of scriptures that condemn his fake ass followers. Like they think they're all good and they're just saved. They don't have to live by anything the man says. They act like just because you have a question about something, you're a blasphemer. You're a heretical blasphemer. You're a blasphemous heretic. Yeah. I'm not even on that soul scriptura wavelength, bro. But I grew up knowing like you're criticizing all that witchcraft shit, and you're doing the same fucking thing with your incense and your idolatry. It's literally the same thing. Worshiping Ishtar. It's Easter, right? Like, bro, I'm not really okay with that. I don't think a lot of people are okay. I think there's a lot of people who would have something to say about that, you know? Your idol worship, your heathen demonology. You know, you're doing idol worship, bro. I don't really respect that. You act like I'm afraid of tarot cards and crystals because I think it's demonic to do that to people. Like, you know? Witchcraft, it's demonic, bro. Even the good spells. It's like, yeah, you're not putting the Lord on it, bro. Okay, you want to say the Bible's fake? That's one thing, right? I don't get offended when the mockery comes because they're mocking all the fake. Like they say they believe in it and then don't go doing anything it says. Like I understand why the belief system gets mocked because the people are dumb as hell, bro. They don't even realize they're getting lied to about it. Well, you don't think the devil would try to use Jesus to try to steal your soul? Sounds pretty demonic to me. Well, I don't have to do anything. I just have to say his name 3 times like Candyman, and he's gonna save me, and then I can still keep sinning. Like to me, that's the part you make fun of. That's the fucking part that gets to be made fun of. That's the part that makes the belief system look ridiculous, you know? Those people that do that. If you actually took it a little bit serious, you might get some respect, you know? But people don't make fun of me for believing in that shit because they know I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm not doing anything that would consider you to call me a hypocrite necessarily. Not real out in the open, blatant. You know, not like I'm doing something trying to hide it from you and then using Jesus to save myself. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm doing. Excuse me. You know what I'm doing, bro? I'm chilling. Some people need Jesus for different reasons, bro. It helps them get through addiction. You know what I mean? They had an experience and they don't want to admit what it is necessarily. I'm like, yeah, that's from God, bro. That feeling you get, it's still from God, even if it's somebody messing with you. It's God allowing it to be the way. Like I'm keeping God on my mind right now because I don't want to keep getting mad about a phone not working. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's so dumb to get mad at that. But it's not the phone that I'm mad at. It's the fact that I'm always saying something about this crap. It's always the same shit. It seems like the more I say it, the more the reality tries to fuck with you. It thinks it's gonna get you angry. Hey, even when I'm screaming profanity, bro, I'm not sitting there threatening you. I'm not insane, bro. I'm not an insane person. I try not to bother you with my fucking annoyance. When I get upset like that, I know it's annoying. People don't want to hear yelling, bickering, arguing, especially when you're just yelling, bickering, arguing about something. Nobody's really doing anything to me. Like I can't point at any one thing and say you're doing this to me. You know, I cannot sit there. No, it's little things that add up. Death by a million paper cuts. You know, nickel and dime you to death. Taxation grift. Like, oh, so it's okay now. Well, you were always complaining about that, but now that you're getting paid from it, it's okay. Doesn't make sense. That's a hypocrite. To me, that's what Jesus is warning me about. Hypocrites, fakers, liars, you know? I mean, you could think it's fake all day, but the words in the book still make sense to me, you know? Just because they don't take it to heart doesn't mean shit. Like, I don't get offended when some Bible thumping heretic brainwashed you and then you don't like the church for it. Or you have a very good reason not to like it because some dumb fuck tried to take advantage of you. Here we go. Talk to the dog. Be a lurker. You know, there's a reason why I'm alert by that. There's a reason why I'm alerted to that, bro. Not for no reason. Yeah, I sense you. You know, I know what that is. I've been getting that since I'm a little person, bro. It's a disruptance, you know, a disturbance. It loves to lurk and listen, you know. It needs your attention, you know. It wants you to react so that you look crazy. It wants you to react in a crazy way so it could point at you and go, look so crazy. So I try not to give them this ammunition, you know. Be all angry at shit because that's angering to me, bro. Doesn't work. Nothing works. Why should I? Back in the same cycle. Yeah, guys, let me keep paying for incompetence and act like I'm so free. Let me get mad at all the things that God gives to me and then crave all the stuff that the devil has. You know, bitch and complain when you can't sin. That's what I look at it as, bro. Yeah, are you done yet? Because I kind of have to go crush the cans, you know? I don't like getting in your way and then starting a fight. So I try to stay out of your circumference all day, all night. Because I was always under the impression of somebody trying to use me. They're not just trying to make me look like one of those people. They're trying to actually use me. You know, they want you to react so that you will get used in somebody else's stalking. You understand that concept? Because I think that person's sitting there listening. Based on sounds, based on sounds. Because I don't hear you walking away. You know, that's when I always felt safe when that person was done with the day. Because now you want me to think about that shit. I know. You want me to be infantilized, angry about the past because I can't change it. Yeah, I know you shafted me out of something that God told me I deserve. You tried to destiny swap with me, you know, you tried to energy swap with me. Because you see what it's worth to have that gift since birth, you know. You treat it like it's a you want me to feel cursed from it. I know. The knowing, you know, that intuitive knowledge that God gave you, that they try to dogmatically breed out of you, you know, through the environment. Tell you that you're crazy for knowing something. Like, yeah, but I knew it. How am I crazy if it was correct? Oh yeah, I'm just making it up because they don't want to look like they abused something. They don't want to look like they neglected anything. Oh yeah, I'm just making it up. Lying, right? You're just lying. That guy is just a liar, bro. He's crazy. He's lazy. All this type of shit. Like, bro, you got soft hands though. I could stay unemployed for a full year and still have calluses on my hands, bro. That's how hard I worked in life. My time here. Slave labor, bro. Not just walking up, knocking on people's doors. Slave labor, bro. Holding tools and shit. Could die on the work site type jobs. HVAC units are not, they're not just completely safe, bro. You could die. If you put that thing in wrong, you could kill people. The gases are flammable. They're combustible. Pressure gases, bro. You could die from this shit. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so something that you did all day that everybody else had to pay you to do it, and then you bitched and complained, you piss and moan about the fact that you have this job all the fucking time, but then you tell me to go do it. It's like, bro, I don't want to end up like you, all miserable for what? He's right there lurking, bro. He did not go away yet. I feel the presence. It's a weird person to me. And I don't want to be like that. It's sad, bro. Like, I'm getting real fucking fed up, dude. With the like, just trying it again gets me all angry that it doesn't work. What am I supposed to do, bro? How am I supposed to react to that? How am I supposed to go anywhere that I don't know? How am I supposed to drive places that I don't know without the GPS? They got us so dependent on this shit. God forbid, because nobody's gonna stop to help you if you get a flat. You know what I mean? Nobody really wants to stop to help you. They're not me. They're not gonna stop to help you. Somebody like me who does everything in his power to try to stay out of your way when I'm pissing you off. Like, yeah, I could just wait longer, I guess, right, bro? Yeah, you could just keep me waiting forever. I'm gonna still be there waiting for you when you decide to do the right thing. Yeah, that's real great to do. That's real awesome. Because I should just spend the time cleaning. I know, especially the kitchen. It's bad in there still. I don't really have time. I need to get a job, right? I need to figure out all this shit. Nothing ever changes though, bro. I don't trust the food that they're giving me. What good is having a job? You can't even afford the food and you don't trust it to begin with. Like, yeah, bro, I'm not looking for excuses to be unemployed. I know the more time I work, the more money I'm gonna have in my pocket. Even if I'm getting paid minimum wage bullshit. Yeah, the more hours on the clock means the more money in your pocket, bro. Duh. I've been knowing that for a while. When they went to kiosks and they're like, "This is the future, man." Like, yeah, they're gonna give you a job, but just cut your hours, bro. It's not minimum wage, yeah, but they're cutting your hours. Convincing you it's good to do this, bro. Like, what are you gonna do when the robots have everything to do? You're just a slave. You gotta let the robots do everything for you. Yeah, that's really gonna free up your time to have a robot do it the wrong way. It's not gonna cause more work. It's not gonna be double the work. All right? Because then when you start doing this, it's like, bro, I have to push the button. Look at the button. I have to push it in with something sharp or rigid. And it still don't want to fucking work. You understand? You understand what I'm talking about, man? Or am I just making something up? I feel like I'm not making it up that much. What am I doing with my life? When I read some of the comments, I'm like, good, go outside and catch a fish, bro. Fuck you. You know? Maybe that's what I'm on the internet for. You ever thought of that? It's not my fault stalkers want you to die. Well, yeah, that's not me, bro. I want you to live. Literally. I want you to live for yourself, you know, and be free. I want to do the same thing, bro. Still gotta clean. You know, still gotta take a shower, right? You don't want to walk around stinking. I don't know how people do that shit. They got working, they got soap, and they smell. What the fuck is up with that, bro? I'm getting mad that the phone don't want to turn on, for real. Like, it's not a cheap phone, bro. Excuse me. But let's say somebody is doing that shit too. I don't think everybody just have to get me though, bro. I don't think all these people are actors. I think that stuff is a magic spell half the time. I want you to think that shit so you drive yourself into the fucking crazy bin. I'm not saying you're crazy for thinking it though. Like I have the same thought sometimes, bro. This is fake shit. Scripted reality. You know, forget about a simulation theory, bro. They're lying to you. It's a fake, false reality because they got you living on a lie. They gaslit you for a long time. And it's always been this way. It's always going to be this way. If you don't do anything about it, you expect Jesus to just snap his fingers. You don't even have to listen to anything he says, right? That's like me acting as if I know better than somebody who's been dealing with this shit for way longer. You know, even though it's the same type of stuff in my circumference, I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one having one light missing everywhere I go. With the color synchronicities. Oh, shit, I'm not the only one going through that? I thought I was going crazy. You know? And it's sad because the more you talk about it, the more crazy you make yourself look. Like, that's the whole grift. It's like to shut up about it is a lot, you know, because you see it every day. Somebody doing something. Somebody's clearly doing something to you. You could see it clear as day. But it's done in such a way where it's like, you cannot prove it. You know, you can't prove somebody doing. You know what I mean? It's something being done in such a way where it's like secretive. You know. See, when I first started this channel, I was getting a lot of robots. I got a lot of subscribers pretty quick. Now, I don't want to accuse anybody of shit. Sometimes I think those channels are designed to get you on a list more. Leaving comments and shit. You know what I mean? That's why I don't get mad for people. I'm not attention seeking. You know, I don't say this shit for just to get attention. It just feels like an off dimension. You know, shit feels weird. You know, just feels weird, bro. It's like I'm still here. Another day. Another day of the same old shit. Well, I don't need to have an extravagant life, you know? I don't want all that fame and fortune. I never did. I used to want a little bit of fame and money, but not like super, super rich, ruling the world. You know, enough to have a vacation, bro, with a pretty girl on my side, you know? Hey, you get all that. It seems like they were tracking, tracing me the whole time, bro. Like, you can afford all this shit that I never could. But I've been the one working. You know, I've been about getting money for a long time. I've been a workaholic, you know, not lazy, bro. It seems like somebody trying to keep me from something. And the more you get angry about it, the more chances they have to keep you away from it, you know? The heaven inside of yourself. Because you're focused. I'm super focused on the phone going on, right? I want to get in touch with the person. It's like an addiction. It really is, bro. Especially that type of person where they, you know, they're going to think something, you know? I try not to be that way because of shit like this. I try not to be that way because your phone could be glitching. You could have gotten into a fucking accident. God forbid, you know? I don't want to get all mad. But when they've done this behavior a bunch of times, right? You can't help but think some shit. Because they project onto you. Like the things they want to do, they act like you're doing that. They act like you have no excuse. I'm like, yeah, it sounds dumb because it's not something you had to go through. You chose the other direction to walk down. I chose this one. I chose not to be like them. You know what I mean? I've been knowing they're robots for a long fucking time, bro. I've been knowing that for a long fucking time, bro. I didn't need Twin Towers to collapse to know that. It felt that. I felt that in my chest when I was a kid. I was like, wait, I got to listen to you, but you don't want to listen to them. And they're telling you the same thing that you're telling me, but you don't want to listen to it. So that's how I know about stalkerazzi. Don't even want to be stalkerazzi. They're forced, you know, they're not doing something they really want to do. That's why they ghost you, bro. Sometimes I think half of them must like me, you know? That's why they stopped doing it after a while. They're like, this motherfucker not so bad. They got to be thinking they're doing something right. You know, they got to have a good enough reason to do shit like that. Otherwise, they wouldn't. God wouldn't to be doing that shit if they didn't truly believe they're doing something good. When they figure out they're doing something bad, they get sick. They die. All this type of shit, you know? Bad, too. Now, I'm not acting like I can't get sick and die. Believe me. I don't want to wish that shit upon myself. But I've just noticed the pattern. Like, yeah, there's skells, bro. They track and tracing you and then go to hell. Every day, every night. They live in hell, bro. They're upset with themselves because they're in hell. This is hell, in my opinion. I've always thought this was hell, this world. But God reminded me through near-death experiences, there is a worse place than this. They do have a judgment waiting for them. And there is a place better than this too, though. You know, you can find it inside of yourself if you're actually from there. If you want love to be the currency, it sucks that you're stuck in this world, though, because love can't be the currency here fully. You can't fully operate on that. Otherwise, people take advantage of you and be a bully. They try to use your kindness as a weakness against you. So doesn't that mean you're a weapon? Doesn't that mean love is a weapon in some type of way? If no weapon forged against me shall prosper. And then they try to use my love as a leverage point and a weapon against me. How is it going to prosper if that's what I believe? Like, they don't even, they're in a cult with the fake Christianity. The fake version of Christianity. They're in a cult. And it is based on your algorithm. I'm not afraid of AI, but I know algorithm when I felt that since I'm young. I'm like, there is something automated about this shit. Before they let like back in the MySpace days, I was like, this shit seems automated. Once they made it more user-friendly and you don't have to have the HTML code to put the background on your page, yeah, it got all whack. It got robotic because people weren't programming it. It was a robot. They started programming algorithms so that robots can do all that shit for them. I mean, that's just the way I felt. Looking back, that has to be what it is because I felt it. I didn't have the words to describe it, though. Automated was the best word I could have used to describe it. It just felt automated to me. Everything feels made up. Like, it feels like it's going down a loop. Somebody tried to put that on me since I'm young. All on a Saturday night, here we go, loop-de-loo. Because it felt like that when I was a little kid. I was like, I've been here before, bro. I don't want to keep doing this. Felt like that when I was a little kid. Like, I'm getting punished here for some reason. Try to look on the bright side and see the lesson in some things, but I'm like, fuck. A lot of it, I would get mad, bro. Losing the video, when you're so far along in a video game and it's right before the save point and then you die, or you use up all your supplies and your health and then the save point's right there and you're like, oh, I could have done that better, and you keep fucking doing it over and over and over again because you have the save point with all the loot. That's why it's good to have different saved games that one time, and then you get better at it. And then you could delete that one where you lost all your money to get to the save point. I look at it like a video game sometimes, bro. And I think a lot of people should feel blessed that I don't just treat it that way. Because I don't want to go getting in trouble, bro. It don't matter if it's a video game if you could still go get in trouble. You do something wrong and you go doing the wrong thing. You get locked up for that shit. But it seems like they could do the wrong thing. It's not like I want to do anything wrong, but it seems like they could do fucked up shit and have no consequence. Right? Soon as you go doing it, now the cop is right there to catch you, That's how it always felt for me. Like, the price of me doing something wrong is twice as much as if they do something wrong. And I don't even mind it. It keeps me having integrity. It keeps me from being a miscreant, That means I have more integrity than that. I have to have it. Not even because I want to necessarily. I just have to in order to not have something bad happen to me. I have to look around twice as much because all of a sudden, there they are right behind you and you ran into them and you got to, oh, you not watching where you going? Right? You looked a million times and all of a sudden they seem to just pop up right behind you still. Kind of ill, bro. Kind of fucking ill when you think about it. There is a skill to it, you know? There is some type of skill to knowing that stuff. You know, there is a skill involved to like predicting, like seeing the pattern, you know? There definitely is a skill to that, and they want you to think you're crazy for noticing that. When it, bro, what, you never noticed? So because you can't recognize patterns, I'm crazy because you can't do something. I could notice it. I'm correct about it. I could say, look, this is going to happen again. Look, it keeps happening again and again and again. I could try to put you onto it, and you'll just think it's crazy of me. You'll think I'm a magician because I noticed a pattern. Like, come on, bro, pay attention. Pay attention. What are you paying attention to? All the shit that bothers you? You let everything bother you? The one light missing bothers me so much. I have to crack them in the head and go to prison for it. You know, like that's the type of wavelength they want you on, in my opinion. Not to just talk to them and chill, relax. Like that's what I say all the time, bro. Like it feels like I'm getting traced and tracked, right? All the time. But I'm still just friendly with people. I don't let it bother me, even though I think they're fucking evil. They give you that look like they know that you know half the time. Or they want to make it like, you know, it's just a weird world. I think you're going to be surprised with the things you see. Like, oh, you thought those were people. Yeah, when the veil gets lifted, you're going to be like, oh my God, the world is so fucking evil. And I've been contributing to it. Right? When you actually wake up to the fact that you're just as wicked as these dumb fucks that run everything, you just can't get away with it. You know? You probably do half the shit they do. You're not so much better than them. If you're doing the similar stuff as them on a lower level, how are you better than them? Top. But you want to get to the same spot as them. It's not like you sit there not trying to be like them. You know, you go the opposite direction because you don't want to be like them. Nah, you just jealous of what they get away with because you want to get away with the same shit. Nah, I mean, that's how I view a lot of people, bro. They just blame it on them. They want it to be blamed on something. And I'm like, yeah, you can name them without blaming them. You're partaking in the sin, right? Am I going to blame the tobacco company if I die from black lung when I'm the one purchasing the tobacco and literally rolling it myself? I don't even have a machine to blame. I don't even have a blame on the fact that they're rolled up already. You know, I have to roll them if I even want to smoke. Most of the cigarettes I smoke are unfiltered in a raw, you know, organic tobacco. It's actually natural tobacco. It doesn't really bother me as much as a Marlboro or a Newport or any of those vapor, flavored nicotine vapor. Like that shit is bad for you, bro. Most of this stuff is bad for you, bro. It's good to put smoke in your lungs, but it gets me high. It relieves my stress. Still not good, bro. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I might feel